They once made us laugh and believe in family love on Step by Step, 1991, 1998. But time has a way of rewriting every happy ending. Some of the stars who brought the quirky Lambert-Foster clan to life are no longer with us, who thrived after the show and who faced tragic struggles. Which beloved faces are now just memories, leaving fans asking where are they now, still shining or gone too soon. Suzanne Somers, the radiant actress who became a household name as Carol Foster Lambert in Step by Step, 1991-1998, was born on October the 16th, 1946. When she first appeared in the sitcom, as the loving yet strong-willed matriarch, she was 44 years old. Her role symbolized the complexities of blended family life, making her one of the most recognizable TV mothers of the 1990s. Before Step by Step, Somers had already risen to fame as the bubbly Chrissy Snow in Three's Company, 1977-1981, though her departure from the show came after a highly publicized contract dispute that nearly derailed her career. She later reinvented herself with appearances in shows like She's the Sheriff and various guest roles alongside, building a business empire with her fitness and lifestyle products. Despite her success, she faced setbacks. Her early years were marked by a turbulent marriage, struggles with finances, and career roadblocks, when Hollywood seemed to turn its back on her. Her net worth was estimated around $100 million, largely due to savvy investments and her Thigh Master empire, but her life was far from free of hardship. Suzanne battled breast cancer for over 2 decades, enduring both private and public struggles. Tragically, she passed away on October 15, 2023, just 1 day shy of her 77th birthday after her cancer returned more aggressively. In her personal life, she was married to Alan Hamel since 1977, a union often described as one of Hollywood's rare, lasting romances. She had one son, Bruce Somers Jr., from her first marriage. Together with Hamel, she invested in multiple properties including stunning homes in Palm Springs and Malibu, reflecting a life of both glamour and reinvention. Her story remains one of dazzling triumph, shadowed by loss, an actress who turned setbacks into opportunities yet could not escape the cruel grip of illness. Even in death, Suzanne Somers endures as a bittersweet symbol of beauty, resilience, and the fragility of fame. Peggy Rea, the warm and familiar character actress who brought Aunt Ivy Baker to life in Step by Step, 1991-1998, was born on March 31st, 1921. She joined the show in its later seasons around age 70, playing the sharp-tongued yet caring aunt, whose old-fashioned ways clashed humorously with the younger generation. Her presence added depth and a comforting grandmotherly vibe to the sitcom's chaotic blended family dynamic. Before her role in Step by Step, Rea had already built an impressive television career. She was widely known for her recurring performances in The Waltons as Rose Burton Grace Under Fire and Dukes of Hazzard as Boss Hogg's wife Lulu. She also appeared in All in the Family Gunsmoke and I Love Lucy, making her one of those instantly recognizable faces of American television. Despite her career longevity, Peggy often faced the frustration of being typecast into maternal or comedic roles rather than receiving opportunities as a leading actress. Hollywood's bias against women of her age and size was a silent battle she carried, limiting her career to supporting roles. Financially, she lived modestly compared to her peers, with an estimated net worth of around $1 million at the time of her death, far less than the fortunes of more celebrated stars. Peggy Rea never married and had no children, a personal void she sometimes addressed with quiet regret. She poured her affection into her work and close friendships, but her private life remained solitary. In later years, she suffered declining health. On February 5, 2011, she passed away at age 89 from heart failure at her home in Toluca Lake, California. Her legacy is bittersweet, a beloved character actress who brought warmth and humor to millions of households, yet one who never fully escaped the shadows of Hollywood's limitations. Peggy Rea remains remembered not for scandal or wealth, but for her authenticity and the quiet strength she gave to every role. David Graff, best remembered by many for his comic timing and booming presence, guest starred on Step by Step in the 1990s, but his fame had already been cemented long before. Born on April 16, 1950, Graff was 41 years old when Step by Step began airing. On the show, he appeared in a supporting role, but audiences everywhere instantly recognized him as the unforgettable Sergeant Eugene Tackleberry from the Police Academy films 1984-1994, a gun-obsessed, overzealous officer whose wild antics made him a cult favorite. Graff's career also included roles in Star Trek: The Next Generation, Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman and Seinfeld, as well as appearances in several made-for-TV movies. Despite his comedic flair, he often felt trapped in the Tackleberry persona, struggling to prove himself as a versatile actor. Hollywood typecasting weighed heavily on him, and while he worked steadily, he never achieved the leading man status he once dreamed of. Financially, Graff's net worth at the time of his passing was estimated to be around $1 to $2 million comfortable, but far from the vast fortunes of bigger stars. Behind the laughter, he carried private disappointments, though happily married to Catherine Graff since 1983. And a father to 2 sons, he often battled the frustration of a career defined by one iconic role. Tragedy struck suddenly on April 7, 2001. While attending a family wedding in Arizona, just days before his 51st birthday, Graff collapsed from a fatal heart attack. His death shocked colleagues and fans alike, cutting short the life of a man who still had so much humor and energy to give. Today, David Graff is remembered with affection and sorrow, a talented performer who brought joy through laughter, but whose career and life ended far too soon. His story lingers as both a celebration of comedic brilliance and a reminder of the fragility of fame and life itself. Mickey Jones, the rugged character actor with a trademark beard and booming laugh, appeared on Step by Step during the 1990s, bringing his larger-than-life personality to the sitcom. Born on June 10, 1941, Jones was already in his early 50s when he joined the series, often cast in blue-collar, good-natured, or comedic supporting roles. His presence added a down-to-earth, rough-around-the-edges charm that contrasted with the polished suburban setting of the Lambert Foster household. Before Step by Step, Jones had already lived 2 extraordinary lives, first as a drummer for Kenny Rogers and later Bob Dylan, touring the world during Dylan's infamous 1966 Electric concerts. Then, as a prolific character actor in film and TV. His acting resume included roles in Home Improvement Tin Cup, Total Recall, and countless guest appearances across television. Yet, despite his versatility, Jones was often boxed into tough guy or biker roles, a typecasting that both gave him steady work and limited his chances to showcase broader dramatic range. Financially, his career left him comfortable, but not lavishly wealthy, with an estimated net worth of around $2 to $3 million. His life was not without hardship. Jones battled chronic health issues for years, including complications from diabetes, which forced him into quieter years later in life. On February 7, 2018, tragedy struck when he passed away from the effects of diabetes at age 76. His death marked the end of a career that had spanned music, comedy, and drama, leaving behind his wife Phyllis and their family. Mickey Jones's story is one of resilience rising from the drum kits of rock legends to the sound stages of Hollywood. Though never a leading man, he left an indelible mark as the kind of actor audiences instantly recognized and loved. His life remains both inspiring and bittersweet, a tale of talent typecasting triumphs and the battles that could not be won. Tony Longo, remembered as a towering figure in Hollywood, became a familiar face to audiences with his guest appearance on the beloved sitcom Step by Step, 1991-1998, where his large build and comedic timing made him a memorable character. Born on August 19, 1961 in New Jersey, Longo began his television career in his early 20s, and by the time he appeared on Step by Step, he was in his early 30s, already shaping a niche as a gentle giant actor. His height and presence often typecast him in roles of tough guy's bodyguards or bumbling muscle, but he embraced these characters with charm and humor. Beyond Step by Step, Longo appeared in numerous shows and films such as Police Academy, the series, Splash the Last Boy Scout Angels in the Outfield, and 16 Candles. Despite his consistent work, he struggled to break through into leading man territory, a disappointment that haunted him throughout his career. Hollywood's tendency to pigeonhole him into stereotypical roles often left him frustrated and at times financially strained. His estimated net worth at the peak of his career never rose beyond $1 to $2 million modest compared to other stars of the era. In his personal life, Longo experienced ups and downs. Though he was married and had children, details of his relationships remained mostly private. He never achieved the stable Hollywood family life he hoped for, and reports suggested he faced difficulties with health and career setbacks. His physical size, once his greatest asset, later contributed to serious health problems. Tragically, Tony Longo died in his sleep on June 21, 2015 from natural causes at just 53 years old. His passing marked the end of a career filled with both laughter and quiet struggle. Today, fans remember him not only for his imposing screen presence, but also for the vulnerability he brought to otherwise comedic or intimidating roles. His story remains a bittersweet reminder of the fleeting nature of fame in Hollywood, where talent sometimes goes under-recognized until it is too late. Nedra Volz, the petite yet unforgettable character actress, became a household name thanks to her recurring role on Step by Step, 1991-1998, where she appeared as Aunt Josephine. Born on June 18, 1908 in Montrose, Iowa, Volz was already in her early 80s when she joined the cast, proving that comedy and charm know no age limit. With her tiny frame, quirky personality, and razor-sharp wit, she stole scenes and became a fan favorite, embodying the eccentric grandmotherly type with impeccable timing. Before Step by Step, Nedra had built a long and eclectic career. She was widely recognized for her role as housekeeper, Adelaide Brubaker on Different Strokes, and had memorable appearances on The Dukes of Hazzard, The Fall Guy, and Alice. In film, she popped up in comedies such as Moving Violations and Lust in the Dust, where her ability to play mischievous older women endeared her to audiences. Despite her success, Nedra was never cast as a leading star, something she privately longed for. Being confined to comic relief roles often frustrated her, a reminder of Hollywood's tendency to sideline older actresses. Her personal life carried both triumphs and sadness. She was married twice and had children, but the loss of her first husband marked a difficult chapter. She worked tirelessly well into her 80s, partly from love of acting, but also to maintain financial stability. Her net worth at the height of her career was estimated at around $1 million modest compared to the stars she often supported. Nedra lived a long, full life, but faced declining health in her final years. She passed away on January 20, 2003 in Mesa, Arizona, from complications of Alzheimer's disease at the remarkable age of 94. Though she never owned the glamorous estates many of her contemporaries boasted, she enjoyed a comfortable life and was remembered as warm and approachable. Today, Nedra Volz is celebrated as one of television's most delightful character actresses, a woman who turned age into an advantage and carved out a lasting legacy through humor, resilience, and undeniable screen presence. Mary Pat Green, a versatile character actress with a long career on stage and screen, made her mark on Step by Step, 1991-1998, with guest appearances that showcased her natural comedic timing and warm presence. Born on September 1, 1951 in Kansas City, Missouri, she was in her early 40s when she appeared on the show, already an experienced performer with deep roots in theater and television. Known for her expressive face and energetic delivery, she embodied the type of character actor who could slip seamlessly into any role, whether it was a teacher, a neighbor, or an eccentric friend. Before and after, Step by Step, Green built a steady career in television, film, and Broadway. She appeared in productions such as My Big Fat Independent Movie, Yes Man and Her Shoes, and had numerous TV guest spots on shows like Friends ER and Ally McBeal. On Broadway, she earned acclaim for her performances in Sweeney Todd and My Fair Lady, cementing her reputation as a multi-talented actress. Yet, despite her achievements, Green faced the recurring challenge of many character actors, a lack of stardom. She often played supporting roles, watching colleagues rise to fame, while her own career remained more modest. Financially, her career gave her stability, but not fortune. Her net worth has been estimated at around $1 to $2 million, reflecting decades of steady work rather than blockbuster success. Unlike some peers, Green kept her personal life very private. She never courted scandal, though her life was not without difficulties. She faced the painful reality of being typecast, often overlooked for major opportunities. because Hollywood tended to favor younger, more conventional leading women. As of today, Mary Pat Green is in her 70s, still alive, and remembered as a dedicated performer who continues to be respected in the acting community. Whether through regional theater guest TV roles or film appearances, she has maintained her commitment to the craft. Though she never married or had children, she has expressed fulfillment through her career and friendships. Her story is not one of glamorous Hollywood wealth, but rather of perseverance, resilience, and a love of performing that has carried her through decades of change in the entertainment industry. Diane Delano, the tall, red-haired actress with a distinctive husky voice, left her quirky mark on Step by Step, 1991 and 1998, in a guest role that highlighted her talent for playing eccentric offbeat women. Born on January 29, 1957 in Los Angeles, California, she was in her mid-30s when she appeared on the show, already carving out a career as a reliable character actress. With her striking presence and unique comedic style, she became a familiar face on both television and film throughout the 1990s and 2000s. Beyond Step by Step, Delano built an impressive resume. She is best known for her roles in Popular as the tough coach Bobby Glass, The X-Files, ER, NYPD, Blue, and Northern Exposure. She also worked in films such as The Wicker Man, 2006 Me, Myself, and Irene, and The Lady Killers. Her booming voice gave her additional opportunities in animation, lending her talents to shows like Batman, the Animated Series, and The Angry Beavers. Despite these successes, she faced the common struggle of being typecast. Hollywood often boxed her into the roles of tough women or comedic side characters, a limitation that at times left her frustrated and underappreciated compared to her peers. Financially, her consistent work kept her comfortable, though never at superstar levels. Her net worth is estimated at around $1, $2, or $3 million, the result of decades of steady acting jobs. Unlike many in the industry, Diane Delano has largely avoided scandals or major personal controversies. However, the lack of leading roles and the constant fight for recognition have been the central challenges of her career. Now in her late 60s, Delano remains active, occasionally appearing in television and voice acting projects. She has never been widely known for her private life and keeps details about relationships or family away from the public eye. Reports suggest she is not married, nor had children, focusing instead on her craft and career. Diane Delano's story is that of a true Hollywood survivor, a woman who, despite never becoming a household name, has earned the admiration of fans and colleagues alike through perseverance, talent, and a unique screen presence that makes her unforgettable in every role she takes on. Mick Cain, best remembered by many television fans for his role in Step by Step, 1991-1998, was born on August 4th, 1980. He appeared in the show during his teenage years, stepping into the cast when he was only about 15 years old. Though his role on the family sitcom was smaller compared to the main ensemble, it marked the early stage of his Hollywood career and gave him visibility during the show's later seasons. Cain's true breakthrough, however, came shortly afterward when he joined the cast of the long-running soap opera The Bold and the Beautiful, where he played C.J. Garrison. That role cemented him as a recognizable face on daytime television. He also appeared in projects such as Dead End 1999 and Biodome 1996. Despite these opportunities, his career never reached the level of superstardom many expected during his early breakout. Like several young actors of the 90s, Cain struggled to transition into more mature roles, and his acting credits gradually became fewer over the years. Financially, his estimated net worth has hovered around $1 million, modest by Hollywood standards. His life also faced challenges. Though no major scandals rocked his public image, the downturn of his career and limited acting opportunities were considered setbacks. He had to step back from the limelight, and this retreat was often seen as a quiet disappointment for fans who remembered him as a promising teen star. Today, Mick Cain is in his mid-40s. He has kept his personal life relatively private, but it is known that he has been in a long-term relationship and is a father, balancing his family life with selective appearances in entertainment projects. Unlike many of his contemporaries, he did not chase relentless fame, instead choosing a quieter existence outside Hollywood's spotlight. He has not been publicly linked to flashy real estate investments or high-profile marriages, preferring a grounded lifestyle. His story remains one of both early promise and the sobering reality of how fleeting success in show business can be. Al Molinaro, fondly remembered by television audiences for his warm and comedic presence, became a familiar face thanks to his role as Frank Lambert's affable friend and later as the beloved landlord in Step by Step, 1991-1998. Born on June 24, 1919 in Kenosha, Wisconsin, Molinaro entered the show as a seasoned veteran of television comedy, already in his early 70s when he joined the cast. His folksy humor and gentle personality provided a comforting counterbalance to the family chaos, making him an instantly recognizable figure during the sitcom's long run. Molinaro was no stranger to success before Step by Step. He had already built an impressive career with iconic roles, most notably as Al Del Vecchio, the diner owner in Happy Days, and as Murray the cop in The Odd Couple. These roles made him a household name in the 1970s and 1980s, cementing his status as a reliable character actor. Yet, despite his popularity, Molinaro's career was not without its struggles. He often found himself typecast in genial comedic roles, which limited his opportunities to showcase range. Behind the scenes, he faced the reality that Hollywood rarely opened new doors for older actors, making his longevity in sitcoms both a blessing and a quiet frustration. Financially, Molinaro lived comfortably, but was never among the wealthiest television stars. His estimated net worth at the height of his career was around $2 million, a modest figure considering his decades of work. He avoided scandal throughout his life, known more for his kindness than controversy. But he did endure the disappointment of projects that failed to take off, and the gradual decline of his acting opportunities as age advanced. Molinaro's personal life was more grounded than glamorous. He was married twice and found stability later in life, but he never sought the flash of Hollywood. He preferred a quieter existence, spending his later years away from the limelight. Sadly, Al Molinaro passed away on October 30th, 2015 from complications of a gallstone infection. He was 96 years old at the time of his death, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and warmth. His story reflects both the triumph of a career that spanned generations and the poignant reality of how even beloved stars eventually fade from the screen, remembered most vividly through the nostalgia of the roles that made them icons. Pat Crawford Brown, a character actress with one of the most recognizable faces in television, appeared in Step by Step, 1991-1998 in guest roles that showcased her sharp wit and ability to steal a scene with only a few lines. Born on June 29, 1929, she was already in her early 60s when she joined the sitcom, bringing with her decades of stage and screen experience. While her appearances on the show were brief compared to the younger cast, her presence highlighted the important role of supporting players in shaping the charm of the series. Brown's acting journey extended far beyond Step by Step. She became known for her quirky, often comedic portrayals of elderly women in shows such as Desperate Housewives, Murphy Brown, Dharma, and Greg, and Gilmore Girls. Her film credits included The Wedding Planner, 2001, and Sister Act, 1992. Despite a steady career, she never achieved the financial security or household recognition of bigger stars. Her estimated net worth remained modest, around $1 million at its peak. For an actress who worked relentlessly, the lack of fame compared to her peers could be seen as one of the quiet disappointments of her career. Personally, Brown's life was marked by both strength and solitude. She married once, but her husband passed away young, leaving her to raise their 3 children largely on her own. This personal tragedy defined much of her resilience and also gave depth to her performances, where she often embodied women who had endured hardship with humor and grace. Unlike some of her contemporaries, she was never tied to public scandal, but her setbacks came in the form of being perpetually cast as the funny old lady, a label that limited her artistic range. By the 2000s, Brown slowed down her career, taking on smaller guest roles before retiring quietly. Sadly, she passed away on July 6, 2019 at the age of 90. While she did not leave behind a glamorous empire of wealth or real estate, she left a legacy of laughter, perseverance, and heartfelt performances that touched audiences across generations. Her story is a poignant reminder that Hollywood's most enduring impact often comes not from the stars at the center, but from the character actors who give depth, humor, and humanity to every scene they enter. Judith Jones, remembered by fans of Step by Step, 1991-1998, for her guest appearances, brought a unique flair to the family sitcom during the 1990s. Born on March 25, 1939, she was already in her 50s when she joined the show, portraying supporting characters who often delivered humor and warmth in otherwise chaotic storylines. Though not a member of the main ensemble, her contributions added texture to the series, and she became part of the large group of familiar character actors that helped make the sitcom feel real and relatable. Jones's career extended well beyond Step by Step. She appeared in an array of television series and films, including The Jeffersons Beverly Hills, 90210, and Law & Order. She was also active in stage work and was praised for her adaptability across comedic and dramatic roles. Despite her talent, Jones never broke through as a star in her own right. Hollywood's tendency to pigeonhole actresses of a certain age often left her with limited opportunities, a quiet struggle that mirrored the broader challenges many seasoned performers faced in an industry obsessed with youth. Financially, Jones lived modestly compared to major television stars. Her net worth was estimated at under $1 million, built from consistent but not high-profile work. She never courted scandal, but her career was marked by setbacks. Roles that could have raised her profile were cut short, and she often found herself cast in the background rather than the spotlight. On a personal level, she kept her private life guarded. Reports suggest she never married and did not have children, focusing instead on her craft and carving out stability in a notoriously unstable profession. In her later years, Jones stepped away from the industry, living quietly outside Hollywood. Sadly, she passed away on October 5, 2008 at the age of 69. The cause was not widely publicized, a reflection of how she remained largely outside the glare of fame even in death. Still, her legacy endures through her performances, small but memorable appearances that remind audiences of the unsung character actors who gave shows like Step by Step their heart and depth. Her story is both inspiring and bittersweet, a woman who pursued her art with dedication, yet never fully received the recognition her talent deserved. Matthew Warren, remembered for his small but notable role in Step by Step, 1991-1998, remains one of the more mysterious figures connected to the popular family sitcom. Unlike the core cast, Warren only appeared in select episodes portraying the character Rolf during the early 1990s. With his youthful look and quirky presence, he fit naturally into the lighthearted chaos of the Lambert Foster household. Though his screen time was brief, it introduced him to audiences when he was still very young, barely out of his teens, giving him a taste of Hollywood's spotlight at an impressionable age. Outside of Step by Step, Warren's career did not expand as dramatically as some of his co-stars. While many of the young cast members used the series as a springboard into bigger opportunities, his acting credits remained limited. There are no widely documented follow-up roles in film or television, which has left fans speculating about why his Hollywood trajectory seemed to stall. For some, his story feels like a quiet tragedy of missed chances, a reminder of how unpredictable and unforgiving the industry can be. Financially, Warren never accumulated the wealth that many television actors did. His estimated net worth has been modest, likely under $500,000, with no record of large real estate holdings or high-profile investments. Unlike other child and teen stars of the 1990s who faced public scandals, his struggles remained more private. The absence of major projects became the silent setback of his career, leaving him somewhat forgotten in the shadow of the show's more famous names. Today, Warren is in his late 40s. Details about his personal life remain largely unknown. Whether he married, had children, or pursued ventures outside the entertainment world is unclear. What is certain is that he has kept a very low profile, avoiding the tabloids and stepping away from Hollywood's glare. His legacy, though quiet, still lives on through nostalgic fans of Step by Step, who remember the brief but memorable spark he brought to the sitcom during its run. Which character from Step by Step, 1991-1998, holds a special place in your heart? How does it make you feel, knowing that the beloved cast members are no longer with us? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to share them in the comments below. If you've been enjoying this content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching.